This is your WGBW Daily News Roundup for the Talk of Green Bay, 97.9 FM and 1590 AM.
Civic Media News. I'm Terry Bell. Here's what Wisconsin needs to know. Home prices in Wisconsin are 10% higher than they were a year ago. The Wisconsin Realtors Association says the median priced home in Wisconsin is about $300,000. The report points to a low supply of homes and higher interest rates. Richland County leaders say they face a potential economic crisis as UW-Platteville prepares to vacate its former branch campus. State Senator Kelda Roys says the UW system is reneging on expensive long-term commitments.
The legislature hasn't even begun to reckon with the financial impact that this is going to have on those local communities and the local governments who are now left holding the bag. Richland County leaders say a recent $2 million grant from the state does not absolve the UW of its obligations. Officials from the Green Bay area are in Detroit for the NFL draft. The big event will be in Wisconsin next year, and the people putting it on are getting an idea of what it takes to pull it off. It's not just government and tourism officials, but also owners and managers of restaurants, bars, hotels, and security companies. Donald Trump campaigns in Wisconsin next week, which suits Wisconsin Democratic Party Chairman Ben Wickler just fine.
The more they find out what Donald Trump is promising to do to Americans if he wins again, the more voters move towards Democrats.
Republican Chair Brian Schimming says President Biden visits Wisconsin so often because he's in trouble here.
It's not because they're confident in Wisconsin. It's because they know they're in trouble in Wisconsin. There's no doubt about that.
The two spoke at a WisPolitics luncheon Thursday. 4 Wisconsin technical colleges will use $75,000 to train young firefighters. The Youth Volunteer Firefighter Training Program aims to boost recruits for rural volunteer fire departments. They're having a hard time attracting and retaining firefighters. Wisconsin is getting more than $4.5 million from Washington to help save coastline habitats. One project in Iron County will help buy and manage more than 1,000 acres of Lake Superior coastline. The rest of the money will go toward restoring the upper part of the Valley Creek corridor and reducing the risk of flooding. I'm Terry Bell, Civic Media News. Now here's what you need to know closer to home.
For WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. An outbreak of whooping cough has been reported in Brown County, says Katrina Nordyke of Brown County Public Health.
Yeah, if you do have 3 or more cases, it's considered an outbreak. I don't have an exact number, but we are seeing cases now in Brown County where they don't seem to be directly related to each other.
Pertussis is highly contagious and is spread through saliva from person to person. It starts with symptoms that are similar to a cold.
And then can develop into this distinctive cough that's a more vigorous cough, where the person then whoops or sucks for a breath after the cough, which can also cause vomiting or exhaustion.
Nordyke says people who are showing symptoms should contact their medical professionals for a test and treatment. The Ashwaubenon Village Board approved plans for a large restaurant and entertainment venue in Ashwaubenon near the Resch Center. However, the board rejected a request from the developer to use tax incremental financing, or TIF funds, to build it. The project will be the site of a new Anduzzi's restaurant and a bar on the first and second floors, and a rentable entertainment space on the third floor. First and second grade students from a Green Bay elementary school are celebrating Arbor Day today by planting elderberry shrubs at the Fox River Trailhead. The students from Aldo Leopold School will help Brown County Parks expand the Fox River Trailhead Food Forest. The project is made possible by a donation from the Green Bay Bird Club. Drug Take-Back Day is Saturday. It's designed to keep unused and expired medications from being misused or contaminating water sources, and the event will allow prescription and over-the-counter medications to be collected at various sites. Liquids must be in their original containers. Many village and city halls in the area are hosting drop-off sites. The VA clinics in Green Bay and the Fox Valley are accepting medications today. An Akaimai man was convicted of attempted first-degree intentional homicide this week in Winnebago County Court. According to the criminal complaint, 45-year-old Casey Oakes shot at his wife as she tried to leave their home in October of 2022. 2 children ages 8 and 9 were home at the time of the shooting. 4 other charges against Oakes were dropped during a hearing. Oakes will be sentenced on July 9th. The Wisconsin Realtors Association released its March 2024 Wisconsin Real Estate Report. March existing home sales rose 3.2% compared to March of 2023, and the median price rose over 10% to $299,900 over that same 12-month period. Supply conditions remain very tight, with just under 3 months of available supply in March. This is well below the 6-month benchmark that signals a balanced market. Still, months of inventory improved in every region of the state, due in part to more listings. New rules for school meals were announced by the USDA this week. For the first time, they are limiting the amount of added sugars in meals. The goal is to improve health and nutrition for students. The limits on added sugars would be required in the 2025-26 school year, starting with high sugar foods such as cereal, yogurt, and flavored milk. By the fall of 2027, added sugars in school meals will be limited to no more than 10% of the total calories per week. And that's what you need to know. I'm Lisa Hale, WGBW News.
The Bucks in Indy. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. Game 3 of the Bucks and the Pacers as their playoff series tips off tonight in Indianapolis. Damian Lillard.
First, you got to understand every game is going to be a tough game. Anytime you go on another team's home floor, you got to know that they're going to be more comfortable. They're going to be more confident. They're a team that already plays fast. They're going to play a little bit faster at home. And I think that's when we got to lean on our experience.
The series stands 1 game apiece. Baseball. Brewers and the Yankees at AmFam Field tonight. Football, rounds 2 and 3 of the NFL draft. Coming up, the Packers using their first pick on Arizona offensive tackle Jordan Morgan.
Feels so great. I've been watching David Bakhtiari, following him and studying his play. So, it feels like such an honor to be able to go to Green Bay and play.
Packers GM Brian Gutekunst.
To me, it was just, I think we needed to add some things to that group, and Jordan just fit us.
That's Brian Gutekunst. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. Disgraced movie producer Harvey Weinstein's 2020 convictions for sexual assault and rape have been overturned in New York State. The New York Times reports that Weinstein's lawyer claims that he did not receive a fair trial. The Miramax founder was sentenced to 23 years in prison after being convicted in February of 2020. Weinstein, however, is not going anywhere since he was also convicted for sex crimes in California and will remain in prison. An Oregon woman is $1 million richer after remembering she stashed a lottery ticket in a Tupperware container. People.com reports that 52-year-old Leslie Carr said she wouldn't have remembered at all if she hadn't heard an announcement about a $1 billion Powerball winner on TV, saying, "I would have totally forgot since we never check our tickets." You have a small enough chance to win the lottery as it is, but even less of a chance if you don't check your tickets, folks. Carr says she and her husband will pay off their house and buy tickets to Hawaii. I hope they're electronic. If you're making weekend plans and are in Northeast Wisconsin or don't mind a short road trip, check out An Evening with John McGivern Friday night, April 26th at the Ashwaubenon Performing Arts Center. The host of Main Streets on PBS and former host of Around the Corner tells funny stories about his life growing up in Milwaukee in a big Irish Catholic family and his prolific show business career. Tickets can be purchased at TicketStarOnline.com. Quick fashion tip: if you appear on a podcast, don't go commando, especially if you're wearing baggy shorts. Travis Kelce and comedian Andrew Santino recently discussed Kelce's appearance on Santino's podcast a few years ago, where Kelce was literally hanging out. Santino and his editor decided not to reshoot, but just put a big Kansas City Chiefs logo over Kelce's ballular area. That's a medical term. Look it up. Kelce laughed as he recalled the incident, saying he had no idea at the time. Yeah, sure. If you're looking for something to watch this weekend and no new films or TV shows grab your attention, why not go retro? The 1979 classic Alien is opening again this weekend. The release is to celebrate the film's 45th anniversary. Alien was directed by Ridley Scott and stars Sigourney Weaver, Veronica Cartwright, Tom Skerritt, and John Hurt. If you're lucky enough to live near a theater showing Alien, you will also be treated to an interview with director Ridley Scott before the showing of the film. Kathy Lee Gifford spoke to Entertainment Tonight this week about her new book titled I Want to Matter. Your life is too short and too precious to waste. Gifford said she finally found forgiveness for her late husband Frank Gifford's affair with a flight attendant. To be clear, the affair happened before Frank passed away. I love the way tabloids choose their words. Kathy Lee is an accomplished host, an author, and creator of Kathy Lee Casuals, which do not offer menswear. So rude. For more showbiz fun, tune in to Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba. Weeknights from 7 to 9 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Mostly cloudy and breezy today with a few scattered showers developing by late this afternoon. Our high today 58, the wind southeast gusting to near 30. Tonight more thunderstorms 49. Tomorrow cloudy, scattered showers, thunderstorms, and a couple of those could be severe. It'll be breezy with a high of 75. Be weather aware tomorrow. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Right now it's 48.
That's your WGBW Daily News Roundup from Civic Media. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you find your podcasts. Find more news at WGBW.FM.